Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glorifications to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Kadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and salutations to the elect. In this video, I'm responding to this article. Body cam video shows cops stunning, punching, dragging black man before his 2019 death in custody.
Another case involving the tragic death of an apparently unarmed black man at the hands of police. Warning, what you're about to see is very disturbing.
No, I'm scared. I'm your brother. I'm scared.
This morning, Louisiana state troopers under intense scrutiny over a 2019 traffic incident that they claim resulted in a high-speed chase. Ronald Green here pleading with troopers in video from police body camera footage obtained by the Associated Press. Green, only 49, died that night. And questions are mounting about whether his case involved excessive force.
Get out of the car. I'm scared. Get out of the car. Hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back. I'm sorry.
In clips of a 46-minute video, police seen tasing him, punching him, and at one point dragging him by his shackled feet when he's already handcuffed. The Green family has been demanding justice, claiming a cover-up.
As a family, it's tore us apart. It's tore us apart. We do all that we can to just maintain our sanity. It's so hurtful. It's so hurtful.
Police initially said that Green died from injuries after crashing into a tree. But in audio obtained by ABC News, one of the officers involved in the incident suggesting a different story. The coroner reported Green's death as accidental, the result of a heart attack. Louisiana State Police are declining to comment, citing an ongoing civil rights investigation. They're calling the release of this video unauthorized, George.
So I'm going to read. New Orleans, Louisiana, state troopers were captured on body camera video, stunning, punching, and dragging a black man as he apologized for leading them on a high-speed chase. Footage of the man's last moments alive that the Associated Press obtained after authorities refused to release it for 2 years. "I'm your brother. I'm scared. I'm scared." Ronald Green can be heard telling the white troopers as the unarmed man is jolted repeatedly with the stun gun before he even gets out of his car along a dark rural road. The 2019 arrest outside Monroe, Louisiana, is the subject of a federal civil rights investigation. But unlike other in-custody deaths across the nation where body camera video was released almost immediately, Green's case has been shrouded in secrecy and accusations of a cover-up. Louisiana officials have rebuffed repeated calls to release footage and details about what caused the 49-year-old's death. Troopers initially told Green's family he died on impact after crashing into a tree during the chase. Later, state police released a one-page statement acknowledging only that Green struggled with troopers and died on his way to the hospital. Only now in the footage obtained by the AP from one trooper's body camera can the public see for the first time some of what happened during the arrest. The 46-minute clip shows one trooper wrestling Green to the ground, putting him in a chokehold and punching him in the face, while another can be heard calling him a stupid motherfucker. Green wails, "I'm sorry," as another trooper delivers another stun gun shock to his backside and warns, "Look, you're going to get it again if you don't put your hands up. Hands behind your back." Another trooper can be seen briefly dragging the man face down after his legs had been shackled and his hands cuffed behind him. Instead of rendering aid, the troopers leave the heavy-set man unattended, face down, and moaning for more than 9 minutes, as they use sanitizer wipes to wash blood off their hands and faces. "I hope this guy ain't got effing AIDS," one of the troopers can be heard saying. After a several-minute stretch in which Green is not seen on camera, he appears again limp, unresponsive, and bleeding from his head and face. He is then loaded onto an ambulance gurney, his arm cuffed to the bed rail. In many parts of the video, Green is not on screen, and the troopers appear to cut the microphone off about halfway through, making it difficult to piece together exactly what was happening at all times. At least 6 troopers were on the scene of the arrest, but not all had their body cameras on. They murdered him. It was set out. It was planned. Green's mother, Mona Hardin, said Wednesday. He didn't have a chance. Ronnie didn't have a chance. He wasn't going to live to tell about it. An attorney for Green's family, Lee Merritt, said the footage has some of the same hallmarks of the George Floyd video, the length of it, the sheer brutality of it. He apologized in an attempt to surrender, Merritt said. Louisiana State Police declined to comment on the contents of the video. In a statement, the agency said the premature public release of investigative files and video evidence in this case is not authorized and undermines the investigative process and compromises the fair and impartial outcome. State Police brass initially argued the troopers' use of force was justified, awful but lawful, as ranking officials described it, and did not open an administrative investigation until 474 days after Green's death. Police departments have got to stop putting roadblocks up to information that is, in the public's eye, questionable. They have to reveal all that they know when they know it, said Andrew Scott, a former Boca Raton, Florida police chief, who testifies as an expert witness in use of force cases. It suggests that you're hiding something. While noting Green was not without fault and appeared to resist the trooper's orders, Scott said dragging the handcuffed man face down by his ankle shackles was malicious, sadistic, completely unnecessary. That should never have happened. He said. You've got the guy completely compromised. He's not hurting anybody. Charles Key, another use of force expert and former Baltimore police lieutenant, questioned the trooper's decision to leave Green unattended, handcuffed and prone for several minutes, calling the practice just dead wrong. You don't leave somebody lying on the ground, particularly after you've had this fight, Key said. The training has been for a number of years that, as soon as you get someone under control, you put them on their side to facilitate their breathing, and particularly this guy, because he was very heavy. Governor John Bell Edwards allowed Green's family to view the same body camera footage last year and pledged to release it to the public after the federal investigation runs its course. Green's family has filed a federal wrongful death lawsuit alleging troopers brutalized Green and left him beaten, bloodied, and in cardiac arrest before covering up the cause of death. His family has released graphic photographs of Green's body on a gurney, showing deep bruises and cuts on his face and head. Green, a barber, failed to pull over after an unspecified traffic violation shortly after midnight on May 10, 2019. About 30 miles south of the Arkansas state line. That's where the video obtained by AP begins, with Trooper Dakota DeMoss chasing Green's SUV on rural highways at over 115 miles per hour. Seconds before the chase ended, DeMoss warned on his radio, "We've got to do something. He's going to kill somebody." As DeMoss and Master Trooper Chris Hollingsworth rushed Green's SUV, he can be seen appearing to raise his hands and saying over and over, okay, I'm sorry." Hollingsworth shocks Green with a stun gun within seconds through the driver's side window as both troopers demand he get out of the vehicle. Green exits through the passenger side as the troopers wrestle him to the ground. One trooper can be heard saying, "He's grabbing me," as they try to handcuff him. "Put your hands behind your back, bitch," one trooper says. Hollingsworth strikes Green multiple times and appears to lie on one of his arms before he is finally handcuffed. At one point, Trooper Corey York yanks Green's leg shackles and briefly drags the man on his stomach, even though he isn't resisting. York was suspended without pay for 50 hours for the dragging and for improperly deactivating his body camera. York told investigators the device was beeping loudly and his mind was on other things. Hollingsworth, in a separate recording obtained by AP, can be heard telling a colleague at the office that he beat the ever-living fuck out of Green, choked him and everything else trying to get him under control. Hollingsworth is heard saying he was spitting blood everywhere, and all of a sudden he just went limp. Hollingsworth later died in a single-vehicle highway crash that happened hours after he learned he would be fired for his role in the Green case. And that was judgment. DeMoss, meanwhile, was arrested in connection with a separate police pursuit last year in which he and 2 other troopers allegedly used excessive force while handcuffing a motorist. Exactly what caused Green's death remains unclear. Union Parish Coroner Renee Smith told AP last year his death was ruled accidental and attributed to cardiac arrest. Smith, who was not in office when that determination was made, said her office's file on Green attributed his death to a car crash and made no mention of a struggle with state police. The AP last year also obtained a medical report showing an emergency room doctor noted Green arrived dead at the hospital, bruised and bloodied with 2 stun gun prongs in his back that led the doctor to question troopers' initial account that Green had died on impact after crashing into a tree. Does not add up, the doctor wrote. So, that leads me to this. Amos 1:11. Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever. And also that goes back to the garden with Cain and Abel, because Esau, the so-called white man, has the spirit of Cain on him. That's really the only explanation for all this stuff we see happening. And also, I want to go to this one. John 8:44. Ye are of your father the devil, and the lusts of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. And right here they tried to lie and say that he died in a car crash when there's even video of them beating him up in the arrest. And I'm going to end off with this. 1 Peter 4:17. For the time is come that judgment must begin at the house of Yahweh, and if it first begin at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of Yahweh? So the Lord brought judgment on that Jake. We don't know what he did, to us it seems fucked up. Just a innocent Jake getting slaughtered by the cops, but the Lord saw it fit to judge that man using the sword, Esau. Just more of a reason to fear the Lord. This is not our rest. So that's pretty much all I had for that. Once again, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glorifications to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and salutations to the elect. Shalom.